Hi everyone, it's Emmy. I am doing some drag makeup today, which is why this hair is happening. I do have to be honest with you though. I actually had my first go yesterday and my camera decided that it wasn't going to film for the majority of it. I do have that footage if you guys want to see it. I might put it on Patreon. But for now you guys are seeing the second attempt. I honestly love drag and I've been toying with maybe becoming a bio queen myself. I have been toying with a few different names, but if you've got any ideas for me then pop them down in the comments and I'll have a look. I've only just thought I probably should just snatch this fringe thing back and look really cool. First, brows. So, I'm terrible at this. It's always gone very wrong for me with blocking brows, but we're giving it a go today. First thing you've got to do is clean off your brows. I have some face cream on, so it helps to kind of get any of the excess of that off and make it as clean as possible so the glue will stick. I don't have any alcohol wipes with me, but that will probably be your best thing to use. So you need a glue stick. It's not the best glue stick in the world, but any Pritt Sticky thing should hopefully do. First thing you want to do is go against the grain. That way when you're sticking it down, it will stick down. And I find it's best to do it with circular motions. It makes them look very janky and wrong. My eyebrows look very wrong. Next thing you want to do is get a spoolie. There are some different things you could use. I know some people use combs, but I've just got a spoolie here. And I'm going to brush it straight up as best I can. And then go back behind with my finger to smooth that over. And that's just going to give you a smoothness to start off with. So this is already drying, so it's getting quite bitty. Ah, I've got bits everywhere. Right, next I'm going to do this next brow. Specifically want to have a tool or spoolie that you want to use specifically for this because it can be a pain to get off. And then you've got to let it dry. I don't have a hairdryer, so I'm going to have to wait for it to naturally dry. But if you've got a hairdryer at home and you want to do it that way, I would recommend putting it on your cool setting because you don't want to burn your face. Once it's dry, you want to try and do that again. You probably can't comb through it again, but you can lay the glue down and flatten it out as best you can. So ideally you want to have about 3 to 4 layers of glue with drying in between before you go on to any new steps. So I will be back once I've got those layers on. Something that I would recommend that you guys do is get a face wipe and go around where your brow hairs are because you don't need glue everywhere, just on your brows. I think we're dry and as smooth as we're probably going to get. Okay, so next thing you want to do is powder. You ideally want a powder puff or a beauty blender, preferably one that you have specifically for your powder stuff. I only have the one beauty blender and that's for the actual wet stuff, foundation, concealer, whatever. So I'm gonna press on with a stippling brush. It is here that you kind of start to see any of the janky bits that you've got. Like under this brow it's a bit of a funny texture. This brow's actually not doing too bad, to be honest. Make sure you get as much powder in there as possible and press it as much as you can. Try not to swipe as well because that can make some funny things happen. Next thing I think I'm going to do is put a little bit of primer on just because we'll be laying some colour down. Try not to get any on where you've had the glue. Now that we've powdered, I'm putting on a full coverage foundation. This says that it's full coverage, but I don't believe it. I need quite a lot to get quite a good coverage. Don't forget to cover those brows. this could go terribly wrong. I will say that unless you've got basically paint, you're going to see your brows through this. I might try a little bit more to see if we can dissipate a little bit, but you pretty much will be seeing your brows at least a bit. Okay, now that we're covered up as best as I can, we're gonna do some contouring magic. So I have a dark concealer. It's quite a bit darker than my natural skin tone, but it's quite a warm colour, so hopefully it'll warm me up a bit. So to start off with, I like to start on the jaw. So what I'm going to do is go from chin to bottom of my ear. Even though it gives me a feather clock shadow kind of deal, it will also slender my face, especially from certain angles. If I blend that down, that should slender me down a little bit. I'm going to drag down, pun actually totally intended. Okay, next bit is cheeks. Well, cheeks and forehead, because it kind of marries into each other. So I like to do top of ear to corner of mouth. Obviously don't go all that way. About 2/3 of the way. It's higher than the groove I have under my cheekbone, but not by very much. Anything you've got left on your brush, take it up through the temples and to your forehead. I've got quite a small forehead, so I don't have to apply very much contour up there. Where's my sponge? And then realise it's decided to set, so you have to really beat yourself up. I'm also going to take a little bit down the sides of my nose. Oh my god, have you guys been watching season 12 of Drag Race? Because I am loving it. Like, the whole drama with Sherry Pie was kind of like a big overbearing thing. It annoys me that she seems to be getting so far in a competition when that could have been someone's spot and someone's chance. Especially with her being disqualified. Isn't a spoiler by now. If you have to know by now. I really want to know who people are rooting for, whether they're in the competition or not. Like, they're gonna have a career after this anyway. So let me know who is your favourite, whether they're in it still or not. There's been so many great drag queens this year. I was originally really liking Gigi. She just seemed like she was gonna do it all. Now I'm kind of in love and slightly obsessed with Crystal. Crystal Method, honestly, dark horse, she's been amazing. Just getting some white and doing all of my high points. So as I mentioned before, kind of dabbling with the idea of being a bio queen. I feel like, I don't know, I might get the confidence to finally do the stuff that, you know, I'm actually good at. Like, I do music and I love makeup and special effects, and I'm a very creative person, and I feel like drag would be a fantastic thing for me. So I think that's what we're working with for now. What I'm going to do is just set all of this with some more white powder. I don't really subscribe to the whole baking thing. I mean, I can understand, like, if you've got a gig and you gotta stay matte all night, but for, like, I don't know, A, for trying things out, B, for, you know, your everyday, I don't think it's needed. Plus, I have really dry skin, so a lot of powder sat there drying me out is not going to be the best thing for me. Now, I look very white, and that's fine. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to get this contour powder that I've got, and a contour brush when I can find it, and I'm going to do these cheeks again. to just deepen them and be able to blend them better, because I find that it's easier to blend with powder than it is with concealer. This is just, you know, your subtle, everyday look. Very sheer, barely there. I'm very contoured. I'm going to put a bit of blush on and then I'm going to do some highlighter. If only I had a brain. You know what has been the highlight of my day? Is seeing dogs walk past. It's getting sad, guys. Oh, amazing cheeks. I'm going to put a little bit on my shoulders too, just to give it a bit of a pap. Because you can't be a drag queen unless you commit multiple felonies. I am very sparkly. I'm very much the wrong colour, but whatever. Whatever, we are playing, guys. We're just playing. I'm going to put on my obnoxiously pink lipstick. I'm also going to put a bit of some glitter in the centre of this because we obviously need it. Right, finally we're going to get onto these eyes. I haven't decided what I'm doing with these eyes, I'm not going to lie to you. But I am going to start off with the eyebrows. So, the way I found is best is to start from where your eyebrows actually begin and curve up and down. So, that's where my eyebrow begins.
Are you filming?
I am, yes.
Hi.
Clown Barbie is... I'm not sure what she's doing next. I know I want a wing because that always looks great. What else do I want? I kind of want to use this purpley pinky that I used on my lips actually. And it doesn't work unless I use my finger, and I'm not about to use my finger. So instead we're going to use a purple / pink. It's very all for right now, I agree. The light is fading outside, so I'm going to try and figure out some lighting somewhere. But for now I'm going to quickly cut crease, do a wing and put some falsies on, and I will be with you as soon as I can. I am back and this is the final look. Or at least the attempt of today. But I'm loving this. I feel like the strong, confident, powerful woman that I was meant to be, finally. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like the video. And also make sure you subscribe to this channel because there's some weird and wonderful things planned, especially for once I'm back at home. For now, I hope you're keeping safe and I will see you next time. Bye!